But, yeah. So, let's talk about them a little bit. I know they don't show up too often in streams. They're pretty solid players. Like, if I came across them, like, they put up a good fight. But there's a lot of people that are just really scary. So these two don't often get as much love screen time as a lot of the other players in this scene.
I actually...
Did I get...
Ooh.
No, I had it backwards. I need to fix that. Go ahead.
I actually have... I'm fairly certain I've fought Yam before on ranked before, and I know Yam can be quite a fierce opponent if needs be.
And we've got Yoshi Bowser going in. This dude likes his bite and bark. He uses it well. He's got the hot slaps. He's got a Seiki. And it's starting off pretty strong with a slight health lead here. Holding on. Ready with Rush. If he's able to get it to connect. That Rush is such a heavy Rush loadout.
Though I think one thing Yoshi Bowser does need to be aware of is Yam's Parasol, since I know from personal experience that the Parasol can deflect either the Seiki or the Homie. Don't ask me which one is the correct one.
It can deflect either one.
Kind of going back in your face.
So yeah, what happens there is the Parasol or the Parabola, they can't necessarily do that normally. But if Yam chooses to use his Rush, he's going to outbox Yoshi pretty hard. Yoshi, though, gonna safely block that Rush attempt and is going to hold on to a fairly solid health lead. 13 seconds left on the clock, though. There is still enough time for Yam to bring this back just out of range. And that's going to give Yoshi a little bit of time just to kind of keep his distance. Slowly working on the zone out. Is able to land one Mander, and that's going to be more than enough to safely protect him. And give the first round to the Yoshi Bowser. Diving straight into the second round. We're going to have Yam going in, sticking with equipping the Mander and putting away that Parasol. I know I said I was going to...
I find is quite a straight and direct arm, so if you want to have an arm that can potentially wiggle around things, especially your bark, then the Slapperman is probably going to be the better option in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help out. Curved arms like the Mander also has a little bit easier time hitting both the opponent and something like Bite and Bark. They can go through pillars, they can go through doggos. Their curved arms have sneaky properties to them. That's going to be a solid opportunity for a grab, and that's going to give Yoshi or Yam a health lead. Yam holding on to some pretty solid pressure here. Has that Dragon Arm Roaster. Dragon Arm Roaster is such scary pressure. It's so hard to work around. And once a Min usually gets it, they just kind of run through you.
Oh, and Yam taking the second round with a cheeky slap on Bite.
Bike's bark right on him.
Both players sticking with their loadouts from the previous round, and both players having Rush, and Yam deciding to use it straight away and hitting Yoshi Bowser for a nice 310 damage.
Yoshi Bowser is still holding onto that Rush. Likely it is a very risky Rush to use, so likely he's just looking to potentially use it defensively, or if he gets a good confirm. He's not going to have that chance, though, as Yam's going to bring this all the way back and gets that first round. Following up with a wise grab. Both players just setting aside now to set up their bans, their counter picks, making sure everything goes smoothly. There has been slight adjustments to the EU bracket rules as requested by the EU community. The winning side no longer has to announce any arms changes that they might be making. So, Yam is in a pretty solid place, and he might be able to continue to keep Yoshi Bowser on guard and just kind of push his way through. Yoshi Bowser choosing via Dolce a very solid choice. Once Min Min gets pinned in here, it can be really difficult for her to fight out. That also said, if Min gets a good opportunity, she's probably gonna corner a lot of do some very scary cornering.
Considering what Yam was doing with the previous round with his set, I wouldn't be too surprised if he was aiming to try and get Yoshi Bowser into some of the corners within Via Dolce.
That very likely could happen. Starting things off, Yam just gonna go all in on the double roaster here. Yoshi gonna stick with this loadout. It works well for him. He's able to pressure pretty well with it. It can get outboxed a little harshly, but it has a lot of good options. It's a very difficult loadout to use well, just because of the properties and how it behaves. You can't box with the charged Siki, as we see. Yoshi getting knocked down twice because of that.
Yam going in for a lovely grab and pushing Yoshi Bowser into the edges and the ends of Via Dolce.
Yeah, Yoshi's just kind of struggling to try to bring this back as Yam is taking advantage of those corner properties. Does find a nice grab window though, and is going to quickly take advantage of that, trying to close Yam out, give him less room to fight. Goes in for the double swing and is going to get caught by the rush. Only getting the Mander, but still dealing a hefty amount of damage and taking Yam's rush away. Oh, grab! Yam just needs one more hit.
Could this be an amazing comeback for Yoshi Bowser?
Safely blocks that roaster. He's just waiting things out. He's just playing patiently, but he's gonna get caught by that grab. Is on the magic pixel. Yam now looking to not get hit, and is going to get a finishing blow on Yoshi. A comeback on the comeback. Heading into this next round, Yam just looking for one more win to move on in the brackets.
Yam going for the Parasol on the Dragon Arm, which is an interesting choice, especially because when the Dragon Arm activates, the Parasol's going to be huge, so that's going to be fun for Yoshi Bowser to deal with.
Starting things off, Yoshi Bowser, yeah, he's struggling with this. The Parasol Mander combo is just giving him a bit of a hard time, as Yam is just effectively walling him out with a max girth Parasol. That thing just covers all the ground. Gonna go into that shield. That's not gonna... That almost would have been shield breaker, but it probably would not have. Yoshi, now one hit away from KO, is going to catch Yam with that Siki Rush, but still has a lot more work to do if he wants to bring this back. And he's not gonna get that chance as one more Sly Slap is gonna slip in, and Yam takes the match.
Yam slapping Yoshi Bowser into the losers bracket, I see.
Yes, Yoshi Bowser's still in here. He still gets another chance to fight. He will be playing against somebody likely determined. His next opponent is going to be determined by the next match on the stream, which is going to be Replicant vs. Aloria. If we can just get them in here. Everything should be going pretty smoothly. Yeah, everything's rolling. So we should be able to get that going. I just need Okrim and Penzo, I think, are doing a match somewhere. Yeah, they've got theirs going. So we're all set. I don't know which one of these two came in first. Again, did you see?
I think it was Aloria.
Okay. I'll take your word for this. Because I trust you. Because you're a beautiful, wonderful person.
Oh, thank you, darling. You too.
Oh, shucks. Oh no, you made me forget how to spell replicant. I was so... Oh, I was so... I was so caught up in that compliment.
Compliments for everyone.
Oh, that's so lovely. What isn't lovely though is the fact that I'm not good. I do this a lot. I mean, I'm kind of fine with it, and I'm slowly trying to work towards this anyway. So I'm fine with it being the case. I seriously overwork myself sometimes to amusing degrees. Like I was running the offline this Saturday. Immediately went to bed, woke up, did the Sunday brackets for EUAC, and now I'm doing this. I'm doing all the things. My goal is to one day own all of the brackets, stream all of the tournaments for ARMS. Nobody will be safe.
Maliva's slowly taking over. And also,
ARMS brand will just be Maliv brand.
I think you also need a day with a cup of tea and chill out in bed.
I've been drinking nothing but tea since I got home from work yesterday. It's so nice. What is also nice is Aloria's loadout going in with a Dragon Arm Parabola, seeking to use it to wall out Replicant Scully, and also working with the Whammer just to kind of catch those jumps. Starting off, Replicant the only one landing a blow, but is going to quickly lose that as Aloria finds a Parabola stun grab combo, and now holding a slight lead.
Both players now having their rush gauges full, and Aloria going in for another Parabola stun grab.
I kind of like how the game auto aims the grabs to usually go through pillars. Not only does it feel really satisfying, but usually it allows for the pillars to more effectively be destroyed, as there usually can be very difficult things to take down otherwise. So landing a grab can be very rewarding in that regard.
And that was a lovely rush exchange, with Aloria getting the final rush and going in for another Parabola stun combo and winning the first round.
That Parabola just giving Replicant a very hard time here. That said, Replicant, very well known for having many tools under his belt. Likely will come in with a change of strategy, a change of approach, and he's going to stick with that loadout, trying to go in with the pokes. That Parabola really walling out that Scully. Gonna get caught by another Parabola. That's 200 damage thrown right on Replicant. He does slip by the Parabola though, starts to get a little bit of damage in there with quick poke. That Parabola thing it's just so scary. It's always right beside him.
Oh, and Replicant blocking out that rush from Aloria there.
That Glusher saving his hide. He's not going to get the confirm there. Not going to set up for too much damage. Aloria utilizing one of, I think, the last pillar here to just save himself from that rush.
I don't think Dan's going to be too pleased about this fight.
Yeah, he's going to have to fix up this entire place again. He's probably really tired of doing that. Oh, a solid bait. Replicant encouraging Aloria to do a wake-up grab and just capitalizing on it. Now has to be conscious of that rush, and definitely dodges aside from that Parabola. Replicant trying to close in, but the Whammer smacking him down. 13 seconds left on the clock. Replicant needs to get some kind of damage in if he wants to take this. Even shield chip damage would be enough. He's just got to go in for it.
Ooh.
And he chooses to at too late of a time, waiting until the very last second, and is no longer capable of inflicting any chip damage and allowing Aloria to walk away with the first game. Replicant just really wanted to hold on to that rush for another round, but just didn't work out for him.
Aloria was being a bit too sneaky with the parabola, it seems, blocking out a lot of Replicant's punches.
Oh yeah, that parabola just walled him out so hard. And then that thing's really good against light arms. Even something as quick as the Scully, you've got to, in order for you to get something like the Scully to work, you do have to be on point with your aims there. Alright, both players gonna stick with their stage. We're going to go straight back into Dan's lab. The Dan slab. The slab of Dan. I'm just gonna make this worse. The more we deal with this, the longer this goes, the worse I'm just gonna get with my humor. It's just a nice slab of Dan right here.
Fighting in Dan's lab, this round we have Aloria sticking to Min, but this time opting for the Chakram instead of the Parabola, and Replicant switching to Twintal with the Tribolt and the Lockjaw.
Replicant going in with a much more wider general coverage loadout. The Lockjaw going to outbox that Whammer, and the Tribolt just going to have a nice coverage. Can likely catch Aloria in a lot of cases. Right now, Replicant holding on to a very light lead because of these tiny little pokes. Aloria trying to close in that pressure, set himself up for a rush confirm, but Replicant going to be the first one to connect with his and deals 350 damage. That Lockjaw just, it hurts to get hit by it. You could just land with the Lockjaw alone, and that's going to be more than pretty much than a lot of arms combos out there. Aloria, go ahead.
Aloria sneaking in with a 355 damage rush.
Holding onto a very slight lead, but has it knocked away from him as a charged Tribolt connects. Does get the disarm, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, he's going to head back straight into the corner and try to push. Make sure Replicant just cannot find his way in. Gonna find a chance to safely block that, and that's not gonna be enough chip damage, allowing Aloria to take the first round and Replicant's rush.
I'm feeling really sorry for Replicant at this point, because this is the second time it's happened in a row.
Aloria's just really catching Replicant off guard with a lot of these setups, doing some really solid baits here, and just generally handling these last few moments very exceptionally. Just goes in for the hit when he needs it, gets a solid punish, and then just, as soon as he's in the lead, he's just like, I'm just gonna back off and force you to chase me. This next round working out very favorably for Aloria, holding on to more than 50% of a health lead right now, but Replicant gonna quickly start pushing Aloria back into the corner. Chooses to, finds a moment to go in for that rush, 400 damage. He does have to be careful though now, as Aloria can just throw out a single rush, and if it connects, that's going to be more than a KO. You can tell Replicant just trying to find his way in, try to just wait things out and see where Aloria is going to throw that rush so that he can kind of just save his hide. But he's going to get caught by a grab. And finally sees a moment to where that rush is coming in, blocks it, but gets whammed down. And that's going to allow Aloria to move on in the brackets.
That honestly looked like a just painful KO.
It's so... Min with rush is like... any character with rush is really scary. And in this game, I'm starting to see it more and more, and it's becoming a lot more apparent. You don't want to always... If you need the damage, sometimes you do have to use rush first. But in most cases, if two players have rush, and they kind of clash with each other, then... Or if they both have rush ready, usually the one who uses it first is going to be disadvantaged, unless they're looking for the KO on it. It just... it's just a tricky place for a player, especially if they use up their rush, because they have to climb all the way back. And now they've got to deal with somebody who's just racing up to their face with rush ready.
Sounds like a pretty terrifying time if you ask me.
Oh god, is it? Every time it happens. So it just becomes an awkward dance until you either bait out their rush, or you beat them down, or something happens. It can be a very not fun time though. Alright. Heading into our next match, we've got Grimward facing off against Rifa. Rifa, we know Rifa by now. We know all of these players, especially Rifa, considering he's been the winner of every grand final so far. He keeps winning.
Rifa is a powerful and scary lad.
Just reporting some of the results from previous matches. Rifa did 2-0 Yam. Grimwood 2-1 Junior, which is why we're seeing him here. And Penzo 2-0 Okrim. And a lot of those players are now facing off in the lower brackets. Sadly, no one named Dan worked on ARMS. That is very unfortunate. But that doesn't mean we can't appreciate. Somebody might secretly actually be known as Dan.
Maybe Helix's unnamed voice actor is called Dan.
Oh, no, that's Helix's legal name. Once he's old enough to start conversations and talking with people, he's gonna be like, actually, I go by the name Dan now, not Helix. That's why it's called DNA Lab, because he is DNA Man. He goes by the name. He later goes by the name Dan, and it's still his name, so it's Dan's Lab.
I can just imagine an ID card with a picture of Helix in a suit, just like Dan, Helix, a bunch of other last names.
I love it. I love it so much. What I also love is this hot match going on right now. That's a terrible transition. But moving on with the transition regardless, Rifa gonna take this first round with a moderate, like a massive health lead here.
Grimwood just got sent back to the grave, it seems.
He very much did, and is going to rise back up, wielding a Popper and Megawatt here, potentially trying to just more effectively utilize that max girth to wall Rifa out and protect himself from all that chip, all the lasers. Rifa gonna make a clever choice here and goes in with some breezy slaps.
Being able to wriggle around the megawatt of the Grimwood.
It also allows Rifa to have some nice rush confirms as he just connects with that, dives straight in, and he's gonna throw out that Mander, and that is 355 damage, followed up by the 100 from that Mander. Shouts to Rifa for perfectly setting that up just as I was about to talk about the Win Yabuki. Many thanks.
Grimwood trying to heal himself a bit, however, Rifa going in for a grab to take the first game.
Rifa just tearing Grimwood apart. This guy is just scary. You really have to understand, like, he continues to improve. Like, even from my light experience with him, you had to be really on point to be able to play against him. And he just continues to become more and more terrifying with every passing event. He's only got 3 or 4 arms that he really works with when he's on Ninjara. And it's just scare. Such scare. Many scare. What's also scare is Masango.
Grimwood going for Ribbon Gun, which I don't think I've seen from him before.
potentially a little bit of experimentation going on from both ends. I'm guessing Rifa has some experience with Misango. He seems to have experience with literally everybody. Not too sure about Grimwood's Ribbon Girl, though. That said, we've seen a lot of good reasons as to why there might be a Ribbon Girl choice here, as two of the best players, Rifa aside, are Ribbon Girl mains. At least in the EU community. So it's a very captivating and enticing idea, especially after the EU AC that we just had a couple days ago. Starting things off, Rifa holding on to a slight lead here, just getting a couple of good pokes, but Grim gonna quickly bring things back with a bunch of just small chip hits and knocking Rifa down. Sees a moment to go in for that rush. That's not gonna KO, but that's gonna leave Grimwood with no more health left to survive anything else.
Ooh, and a nasty hit from the Megawatt leaves Grimwood not bouncing, singing. I don't know. I failed at a Ribbon Girl pun, I'm sorry.
I was gonna go on the pun of maybe you shouldn't sit on Megawatts. It's probably not gonna work out for you.
That's fair. Going into the next round, Grimwood's going double Burchuck with Rifa going for the Burchuck and Phoenix combo.
Look at all the Burchucks!
It feels like I'm
that
watching...
Burchuck... Iceman?
Sorry, you going?
There's so many Burchucks. It's like they both saw the Burchuck do so well in the EUAC, and they're like, oh, now, well, Burchuck's the meta now. We have to all use Burchuck. It's now an agreement amongst the players to wield this cool Chuck.
I do have to say, I have recently started picking up Burchuck for my own set, and I've been really enjoying it, so I don't blame everyone.
It's a little tricky, it can be a bit awkward to use, but it's a really reliable arm once you understand how it works. Generally, most people are either going to favor Burchuck or Funchuck, and you're probably not going to mix between either side. Whichever one feels satisfying to you is probably going to just be the one that you find most satisfying.
Ooh, and Rifa going in for that rush right at the end, taking the first game.
That's the second set. That's the set.
Oh. Well done, me.
Yay, you did it! And we're just gonna fix that
I can
up.
commentate.
You're doing great, love.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, especially, but not as especially wonderful as you.
Aww. You shouldn't be saying that. You're doing great too, Dom.
No, you're doing great, and you have to accept it. Accept it. Whether you like it or not. As the host of this tournament, I demand that you accept it.
Fine.
That you are good. Alright, heading into our next match, we got Ilaria facing off against Pienzo. Pienzo? What is that pronunciation? Cat, what have I done?
No idea.
Oh, hello there, Laura. Hi, love.
Hello, Laura.
How is the beautiful lady, the gorgeous woman of Laura's? Just waiting for Penzo to appear somewhere. It goes well. Merv has sore throat, but is surviving. I drank buckets of tea. Literal buckets of it. It's good.
Tea is a great Suba, and I see we have a Penzo in the lobby.
Deep breathing and tea solves all problems. The greatest opponent of all anxiety, bested by tea and deep breathing. Oh, and feathers. Shout out to Feathers.
You just reminded me I have a cup of tea next to me that's probably cold and disgusting right now.
There's still good tea. Drink it. Mine's starting to go room temperature, but it's still tea.
I don't know if it's the same kind of tea, but the tea I tend to have is not nice when it goes cold.
My tea's usually best when it's warm, but I don't know, it might be just the fact that my standards are extremely low. So it's like, oh, the tea went cold. Oh well, and I'll just continue drinking it.
I usually have to do a walk of shame to the microwave or something if I accidentally leave a cup of tea.
Oh no! Not the walk of shame to the microwave. Just gonna lurk and eat dinner? Sounds good. I hope you enjoy your dinner, love. We need to come up with more clever names for these other stages. We've got Dan's Lab. We've got Yemple Rounds. What's the sparring ring? I genuinely can't think of anything except like Spring Ring, which is dumb because there's already Spring Stadium.
Yeah, that doesn't really fit. Something will come up eventually, though.
Oh yeah, I'll say something embarrassing like Hot Slaps or something like that again, and then I'll just stick with that. Speaking of things sticking, Penzo going in with that clapback and is going to start the match, reflecting that chakra right back into Aloria. Aloria responding with some quick pressure and is going to keep the health pools about even. Both of these players have some pretty interesting loadouts right now. Penzo, normally the clapback on King Cobra is coupled with something like the popper. Penzo going in with the nade though, which is going to give him a little more defensive capabilities and has the additional explosive kick. Aloria going in with the homie. We've seen this before. Oh, that's going to be an outbox crit, a hard one too. We ain't getting no homie blast here. And Penzo starting off this round very strong. Aloria not feeling the homie after that. Not feeling it at all. Is gonna put it down. Penzo, also apparently not feeling the nade, is going to go double clapback here and looking to just wall Aloria out in this tight-knit little corner arena.
Penzo having an amazing start by getting Aloria to under 50% health within the first 25 seconds.
Double clapback is underratedly super scary. But Min Min does actually have a technique that, if timed well, you can actually advance through the clapback with a front flip. We're not going to see that happen though, as Penzo just rolls through Aloria and is going to take the first round. Hoi represents definitely one of the star players of Hoi, Penzo. He's a beautiful beast of a man. Just so clever, so sneaky. And he has some of the most delightful loadouts.
He's also one of the people who can seem to main the random button, which is something that always impresses me as well.
That said, we cannot forget about Aloria. Aloria going in with some very uncommon arms for Min Min, and it's really exciting to see. I can't get enough of seeing Aloria run around with a whammer. It makes me happy.
Honestly, for me, the wham is one of my most favourite arms to watch people play, just because there's nothing more satisfying than someone winning by slamming the whammer straight on their head.
It's such a satisfying slap, just a psh.
Like, you feel like you've just defeated the whack-a-mole. The evil whack-a-mole in your life.
The evilest of whack-a-moles. One of my favorite things is, yeah, a lot of characters, when they jump in the air, and then you just throw out this whammer, and they kind of just stare at it for a moment, especially if they're a twin tail, and then they can't respond to it, and it just smacks them. Starting off this match, Aloria going in with double Thunderbird. I actually kind of really like seeing Thunderbirds roll around. It's exciting.
Penzo sticking with Kid Cobra and going in for the Nade Hydra combination.
I just noticed that a lot of the top players in the EU community play very floaty characters. Kid Cobra, a very jumpy character. His jumps just last forever. He's basically flying. And then we've got two Ribbon Girl mains. Ninjara he's also pretty solid in the air. He's basically flying at all times, how he skates on the ground.
And Penzo going in for a lovely grab, taking the first round.
And so just applying so much pressure, giving Aloria a very rough time. Going to encourage Aloria to make a change up in strategy, approach, and loadout. That Thunderbird going to be swapped out for a homie. But Penzo is going to swap up his game with the clapback and counters that change. That Dragon Arm Thunderbird really going to help out though, as that's going to cover a lot of ground and allow Aloria to start getting in a lot more pressure, a lot more damage. That trampoline going to break down.
Sneak around the clapback as well.
Indeed. It's actually pretty effective at stopping Hydra if you get a good aim on it. And it can get around the clapback. That's going to connect, allowing Aloria to set Penzo. So he's now just a little bit away from getting KO'd. Tries to get the juggle, but Aloria going to fall to the ground just in the nick of time, dodging right around that grab. Aloria just looking for a way in. Penzo gonna get knocked down off from that Thunderbird. As he was on the trampoline, he was not gonna get stunned. Now it's very much a one-hit scenario, and that Thunderbird is going to seal the deal, giving Aloria another chance to keep fighting.
Do you expect... Oh, I was just about to ask if you expect any arms changes, and the beginning of the match just answered that for me.
Oh yes, it looks like both of them are going to stick to their loadouts. That a very nice backflip kick is going to save Aloria from a lot more pressure and allows for a follow-up after that Dragon Arm Thunderbird connects for a lot of damage off that rush. Penzo starting off with following up with some very strong pressure is giving Aloria a very difficult time, but Aloria is going to find a way through this, knocks him down and gets some time to get that Dragon Arm. Just patiently playing this round out and is finding some nice opportunities to get that pressure and those punishes.
Penzo going in for a grab, slowly bringing back the HP advantage and going in for a rush, but Aloria being able to block it before it can hit. And Aloria taking the round with a homing out the round win.
Very nice. And well done for Aloria, keeping himself in this game. Still, both players now looking for one more win to make it to the winners finals bracket. It could go either way. But this time it might be more Penzo's advantage, as he's going to be the one picking the stage. Aloria having to do a counter pick now. Try to get rid of some of the stages that might work well for Penzo. We're not going to be seeing Sparring Rain. That didn't work well very much for Aloria last time, and I would not blame them for not wanting to see that stage again.
Especially with Kid Cobra's massive arms. It's not exactly a fun time just because of the bigger arms. It's so easy just to push someone against a wall. Especially
so
with the
suffocating. Especially double clapback. And that actually might be a viable loadout choice for Penzo to keep going in with, as we are going to be heading to Via Dolce. This stage can be a lot scarier for that kind of pressure, but Penzo actually going to go in with Twintel this time. Changing up that strategy, coming in with a different approach. Starting things off, Penzo going in with a lockjaw as well, much like Replicant, but he's got the Toaster alongside him, and will be facing off against Aloria's Chakram Homie loadout. starting things off. Penzo tried to take advantage of that corner pressure, but Aloria just finding their way through and get some nice damage in return. Penzo gonna start pushing back more though, and is just trying to find his way in. Does have two very straightforward arms though, and that's allowing Aloria to slip between these cracks and finds a way in to land a heavy grab.
Aloria about to go for a rush, however the lockjaw cancelling that out with a nice explosion.
That rush might have been enough to take Penzo down. That's not gonna do too much damage, just a lot of shield chip, which is still a very scary thing. Penzo definitely looking for a little bit more off of that. Does get the lead though after one more toaster hit, but he's only in the lead by like frames. Does get another hit in, and now holding on to a light lead, but that rush is right around the corner and gets a quick 1-2. Aloria looking to try to close this out, dodges out of the way of the toaster, and ends up getting knocked down as he tries to go in for a grab punish, and catches Penzo as he activates rush as he is dying. A very tragic thing to happen, but all too common in the heat of a battle.
Going into round 2, both players sticking with their previous sets. Aloria trying to get some punches of the C key and the chakram from far away, however both players closing in for a close-fisted fight and a lot of deflected punches.
A very close boxing match that was happening there. Aloria dodging through all of those attacks, but keep constantly getting walled out by the lockjaw. Does finally find a grab and is now going to hold onto a light lead here. Both ready with rush, but that lockjaw is not going to connect and allows Aloria to take a massive lead here. Penzo started off so strong, but he's just not finding the tempo he's been needing yet. And Aloria just looking for one more hit to take Penzo down. A well-aimed toaster is going to allow Penzo a little bit more breathing room. And he's slowly starting to bring this back. Cannot take any more damage though, and with 30 seconds left on the clock, Penzo has to play very safely. Aloria recognizing that Penzo is just looking for a rush confirm at this point, waiting things out, and is going to see a moment to stop him, taking him out with that chakram rush, and moving on to face off against Rifa. For my voice being too worn out to talk, I'm sure I'm talking a lot. Our next opponent to be facing off against Aloria is going to be Rifa from here on. This is going to be the winner's final, so whoever takes this will be in the advantage state of the grand finals.
Ooh.
Rifa's on top of it. No need to ping him. He watches like a hawk. He watches like a dragon perched on top of a solid angle. A very solid angle. That's very difficult to counter.
He waits for his next prey.
Ready to snipe them down.
He freezes them and then attacks them. I don't know.
He freezes them, leaving his prey immobile as he slowly approaches and gets ready for a feast.
It's moments like this I wish I could do a really good David Attenborough impression.
Have you seen those Smash Planets?
I don't think I have.
Oh, they're so good. I'll have to message you a couple of them, but they are absolutely hilarious and such quality content. I think there's been one of Isabelle. There's been one of King K. No, Isabelle and Piranha Plant are the most memorable ones for me.
You might have to show me the Isabel one, because I know someone who will really appreciate that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's... These Smash violins are so good. What's also pretty good is Aloria starting off pretty strong, getting a nice Thunderbird grab combo, and puts themselves in a health lead. Rifa effectively just pressuring Aloria out though, with a Boomerang Lockjaw loadout on Helix.
Rifa going in for the rush, and almost getting a shield break. Not quite there.
Aloria just safely moving in a very needed set position, just right back against the corner to save himself from a shield break, and is going to allow follow-up with a solid rush, getting a nice grab, and is going to take the first round with 50% health lead. Both players immediately diving right back into the rain. Rifa putting the Boomerang down and is opting to work with the Popper instead. A lot more consistent with its damage, its setup and approach, and has a very strong confirm into rush, literally being capable of confirming into itself if you get a charged Popper to stick. Both players trading back and forth, with Aloria holding a light lead in the health pools.
Ooh.
Rifa going to get caught by the Thunderbird though, and allows Aloria to catch him with a mighty rush, taking the round.
That was a beautiful stun rush combo at the end, I will.
Thunderbird rushes are so good, especially when it's coupled with something like a homie.
Thunderbirds are probably one of my most hated arms in the game, and that's probably a compliment.
I don't blame you for feeling that way. It's a very solid arm for a lot of reasons.
It's just annoying to go up against.
It can be very frustrating because it's just like, nope, you don't get a move. I know, I'm just gonna hit you with something else. Especially since so many cases, it's like the Thunderbird's just coming out in at you from a different angle.
Yeah, they're a lot trickier to get around, and
Rifa making a change up is going to go in as Mechanica and wielding that cool chrome loadout, the Chilla Coolerang, against this Thunderbird homie setup that Aloria has equipped. Starting things off, Aloria putting a lot of pressure on Rifa, but Rifa gonna start an Ice Chain against 360 damage off of that combo. I think actually 370. Rifa gonna go in for the rush. It's going to connect!
ooh, and a lovely 345 rush from Rifa there.
And ends up canceling out the rush. Aloria thinking that they might have had that confirmed. Gets a stun, but Rifa, with that Chilla, quickly taking Aloria down and getting the first game. First match, first round.
Rifa changing his arms up, removing the Coolerang for the Kablammer.
Oh, the Kablammer, a very, very explosive tool. Much like the Whammer, just a little... With that explosion, it can be pretty effective. At times, it can be a little unwieldy, though. It's gonna save him there as he gets stunned, but the blast of that Kablammer saving him from any potential combos. Not gonna save him that time, though, as he gets caught by a second Thunderbird strike. A third one, Aloria just keeping this pressure up and constantly catching Rifa with this saucy little birdie. Rifa going to land another freeze and successfully uses it to bait Aloria out and even punishes Aloria as they drop their shield, utilizing that rush to protect himself from that Thunderbird. Quickly diving out of the way in fear of a grab, but gives Aloria enough time to get the Thunderbird permacharged once more. And now Aloria just dishing them out, looking to KO Rifa with this T-Bird. Rifa getting some nice blast damage off of that charge Kablammer, but it's not going to be enough as Aloria finds one more grab in there and is able to bring the score to 1-1.
Rifa going back to his original set for this round. It's going back to the Chiller and the Coolerang, with Aloria sticking to the set from the previous round.
It's been working out pretty well. Rifa might have had a window to break out that, but Aloria going to be able to capitalize on that stun. Rifa not going to come out as quickly. Does throw out a rush, quickly catching Aloria's dash and dealing 305 damage. But once again, now that... Oh, that punish! Aloria gonna patiently wait things out. Is going to be rewarded with that patience, getting a solid grab and getting that Dragon Arm back on the field. Going to slowly, eventually get 1-2'd by Rifa though. And now Rifa just looking for one more hit and is going to connect, bringing the score to 1-1. Oh, that's really nice. I like the updates that OBS had.
Those have been some really intense matches as well for the past 2 rounds.
These have been very intense, very, very scary matches for both players, and both have been handling very well.
It's great to see that neither of them are going to go down without a fight.
Rifa, hoping that he's got more bite than bark, is going to switch his character for this round, utilizing that doggo combo.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh, no! I pressed the wrong button! Oh, it's all ruined! I ended up using the cursed split screen setup. Too much detail. Starting off this round, Rifa going in with the Guardian Glusher, and it's going to start with a light health lead, getting some good setups, some good combos. The Guardian really helping out with some exceptionally fast grabs. Aloria trying to find a way through, but that Guardian clapback loadout with Bark just kind of throwing in a couple of pot shots here and there is just giving Aloria a very difficult time, and has given Rifa a pretty sizable health lead. Gonna catch Rifa with that rush though, with 340 damage, is now just a couple hits away, 1 hit away from taking the lead. Now 2 hits, as that Glusher is going to come in and give Aloria another blast of damage. Aloria knocking out the poor doggo once more. Is now only a combo away with 23 seconds left on the clock. Has to get something going and cannot take a single hit more. Rifa slowly closing in that distance, just continuing to throw out a wall of pressure. A wall that's very difficult to get around, as both arms are just going to outweigh Aloria. Now Rifa knocked to the final frame, is just going to choose to shield that. And Aloria, I think, has a health lead by about, like, 10, 15 health. And allows Aloria to take the first round.
A crazy comeback from Aloria there.
Very well played. Just able to find those couple moments to get that hit in.
Aloria going back to the Homie and the Chakram, with Rifa sticking to the Guardian and the Glusher.
That Chakram really helped Aloria out in that previous round, so I can definitely see why Aloria's wanted to stick with that. Rifa gonna continue rocking this Guardian Glusher setup. It's been causing Aloria a lot of trouble. But Aloria's starting to figure things out, is learning some good, solid, patient play just to work around this pressure. Gonna safely block that. Takes a lot of chip damage, but isn't gonna get knocked down from anything too serious. Rifa trying to set up that clapback and the glusher so he can just kind of might be able to potentially counter this rush by blowing up that homie. But Aloria, very aware of that potential risk, is choosing to not throw it out too riskily and is just gonna go for this rush here. Uses it to get the Dragon Arm and ends up walking into the homie explosion thanks to Bark sacrificing himself as a wall. And now Rifa holding on to a solid lead and is going to take this round with a grab. The madness! The madness!
I can confirm Bark is a very good boy.
Someone please clip that. That's such a good moment. That was such a good moment. Oh, we've already got like 4 clips, so I guess that's kind of already been happening. I appreciate you all. That rush going to connect. Glusher does not reach Aloria though, so Aloria only going to take 150 damage off of that.
Aloria slowly pushing Rifa back.
Ready with Rush is just looking for a setup to get it. But he's gonna get disarmed cause... Go ahead.
You go.
Oh! That's the cancel. The Glusher cancel.
Rifa going in for the rush as well, however being completely blocked out by a lovely block from Aloria.
Aloria taking a lot of shield chip damage because of that and is now very low on health. And that's going to be the KO as Rifa lands a saucy grab. A very cheeky grab just right in there. And he's gonna launch Aloria, giving Rifa a second round. Second game. There's the good boy Bark.
Do you reckon Rifa's gonna go for another character change for the next round?
I'm not sure, but he might be hitting the random button right now.
That wouldn't surprise me too much.
He does that a lot. It's amazing how good he is with all these characters. And we are going to be going straight back to Via Dolce and Rifa, making a change to Master Mummy.
Rifa gonna try and
scare...
Rifa gonna try and scare Aloria to the losers bracket, it seems.
See, yeah, indeed. It seems like we've got ourselves Halloween Town rolling in right now. All those spooky trees coming in with Master Mumford, the Dragon, Buff, and Retorture. Aloria going in with the Whammer, with that Parabola. 2 very solid arms that can potentially help out Aloria in this matchup. But he has to be so careful of that Retorture just sneaking around those angles, especially with the buff, just kind of helping Rifa punch that Parabola down.
Rifa pushing Aloria right into the corner with a strong health lead as well.
And just continuing to take these tiny little pokes, this pressure, this damage off of the Retorture. Just utilizing these 2 very effectively. Not gonna land the Retorture rush, but does get 140 off the buff.
Aloria going in for a nice grab to slowly bring back the health advantage and going in for a rush as well for 175 damage.
Rifa just slowly waiting things out, going for that health. Getting some nice healthy Mumford Voids going. but ends up getting caught by a stun grab combo, and now Aloria just a little bit away from bringing this back and is now able to follow up with another quick grab combo. Now, in the lead, is just looking for a little bit more damage, and that stun is going to allow Aloria to get this first round. Aloria needing to be able to take this next round to keep himself in the game. Rifa changing that Retorture for a Fire Dragon, a flaming beast of a weapon. Doesn't work too well at close range, and right now it looks like Aloria's pressure is going to give Rifa a very tough time.
Aloria going in for a lovely 395 damage rush there.
And gets one more stun combo and is a hit away from being able to take Rifa's Master Mummy down. Rifa gonna throw out that rush though, right in the corner, and connects for 340. And starts making a comeback. Still has a lot of work to go before he can before he can potentially take Aloria down. Is getting some nice heals though, and is just slowly bringing this back. He now has enough health to take a single chip hit. Aloria tries to go in for the punish, but is going to get caught.
Aloria now does have rush though, so he could potentially win it. And
he gets his snipe right out of him, that dragon, preventing him from being able to respond whatsoever. Rifa just running away with that comeback.
That was a comeback and a half.
Just, this is the terror of a Master Mummy and shield. If he was slowly getting to the point where he could have knocked himself in, brought himself back out of the red if he was just gonna spend a little bit more time healing.
Both players fairly equal at the beginning of the round. Have a Rifa going in for a rush to widen the HP gap.
But just continuing to apply pressure. That Retorture just dealing so much damage. That Fire Dragon just constantly catching Aloria off guard. He's not able to find his way around this. And now, Rifa immediately turning the tides on this. And ends up taking the set. Oh, I forgot to fix the overlay there. 3, 2, 1.
The dragon didn't want Aloria to proceed to the finals.
No, apparently Aloria was not allowed to. The dragon said no, as it nommed away a laser. Heading into our next match, I am gonna get my dreams, my hopes. I'm falling into this meme too hard. Regardless, we get Okrim and Junior stepping into the ring, both able to bring themselves back up through the loser side, and will be facing off in our arena. Okrim having to take Grimwood down 2-0, and Junior taking Penzo down 2-0 as well. Likely, potentially 2 mirror matches. 2 face-offs against both players well known for. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Those might have been really cool matches. Alas, we do not get to watch those.
I would have personally loved to see the match against Junior and Penzo, knowing Junior does tend to go for shield arms when playing Kid Cobra.
Alright, so it looks like the match has already begun. So I'm just gonna grab the score here. I don't know who came in first. I think Junior did.
Yeah, I think it was Junior.
And it looks like we are going to be going to Via Dolce. It's already set up. So we're all good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Junior's facing up against Riffa.
No, he's not. I was just fixing it. He might be in a bit. We'll see what happens.
Find out next time on EU Scrapstar.
And next time is this time, as we are going to dive straight into this match.
Junior going with his classic Ram Ram and Guardian combo, with Okrim going for the Tribot and the
Lockjaw. Starting things off at Guardian, slowly closing Krim into the corner, and is going to start off with a couple of strong hits, putting Junior into a light lead. Okrim just trying to find his way through this loadout to start getting some pressure in, but the Guardian going to safely protect Junior. Okrim trying to just slip his way through, but these tight corridors, these narrow hallways, just causing him a lot of difficulty in finding his way around. And as soon as he just starts finding a way through, that rush comes out for 355.
Okrim's slowly getting a few picks on Junior though. Getting Junior to set at under 75% health.
And now is in enraged stance, so he does have that permacharge. He can't take any more damage, but he's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of abilities on his side. He just has to find a way to make them work. There's only 27 seconds left on the clock though.
And
he's not going to be
Junior
able to find his way through.
rams Okrim for the first round.
Okrim gonna change up his approach, his tools. He's going to put that Lockjaw down, picking up the Phoenix. Lockjaw getting some solid shots in. The Tribal getting some solid shots in. The Phoenix definitely gonna help out as opposed to the Lockjaw, just giving him some nice curve. Starting off pretty strong. Okrim going to be able to safely block that rush and just needs to find a way in to start dishing out some scary damage. Gets a nice deflect on that Guardian, but still struggling to find his way in. Gets another hit, follows out, and is able to bring himself into a very light lead. Throws out the rush. Junior gonna safely block it. Okrim doing some light damage to that Guardian arm, but has yet to disarm it. Does get another Phoenix to catch Junior though, and just slowly dishing out some light damage. Junior keeping that pressure strong though, catching that shield, and is going to just set up to try to set a rush to potentially KO Okrim, and he's going to be able to catch him with a lot more damage, taking the round.
I have no national bias at all, but go Junior!
How dare you pick a side?
I'm sorry, I must stick to the UK people.
Cat has been banished from all tournaments from this point on forever. No more commentary, you're too biased.
I'm sorry, but I must support my own country.
Cat is always right.
JM Canada.
JM Canada just likes snakes. I don't blame the man. Snakes are pretty cool. But he just likes snakes. He's a snake. He's got to cheer for his hive mind. How else would it be?
Snakes are cool as long as they stay like... I like appreciating them, but I am slightly scared of snakes, so...
That is fair. Snakes can be scary. Snakes are very warm. No, they're not very warm. They're hot. Especially if they're Kid Cobra. No! The controller didn't fall. You fell.
Did I though?
Maybe. I don't know. I've got to blame somebody. Because it clearly wasn't me being forgetful.
How could I change something when I'm on another continent?
Earthquakes. You summoned an earthquake. You stepped on the floor and caught... You know, it's the butterfly effect. You know that one, right?
Yep.
Butterflies, that's what happened. You did butterflies.
I sent evil butterflies all the way over to...
The evil butterflies.
And by evil butterflies, I mean probably just like Eevee in a butterfly costume. He'll be there in about 10 hours.
I'm sorry. Heading into this next match. Gloria.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no! Junior gonna get caught by that grab, and Gloria in a very, very solid position right now. Deep breaths. Okay. I'm okay. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. Started. Aloria's starting to get... Oh, go ahead.
Junior's slowly pushing Aloria to the edges and slowly getting a health lead along with a rush advantage as well. And going in for a lovely grab for 175 damage.
That Ram has such good curves for working around these pillars. Just right in front of it, and it just goes straight around it without any issues. It's been catching Aloria a lot. Just off guard, not used to something curving around as much as it has. And that rush.
And Aloria getting caught by Junior's rush just as he was about to give him a lovely hug, giving Junior the win for that round.
Heading into this next round. Junior going to change things up to not changing things up, and is going to stick with his loadout. Aloria sticking with that loadout, the homie and the Thunderbird. It's allowed Aloria to get some really solid combos and just damage in there, here and there. Likely hoping to get another setup in this very round. Junior gonna dance right through that though. And the homie not even going to be able to station itself enough to explode as that punish just comes out instantly, dishing out some heavy damage. And now Junior holding on to a sizable lead.
Though Aloria going for a quick grab though, just to slowly close the gap.
Junior implementing a pretty solid shield cancel there. Just Aloria waiting things out, just trying to find those moments where they can actually get in and deal some damage. But Junior's just movement, the way he's playing, is just so difficult for Aloria to keep up with. He's gonna throw out a rush. Aloria gonna safely block it. Does get the stun, does not get the grab follow-up, having to dash right back out of that corner. And the deflect kick.
Junior going for a ram hit to win the round.
That deflect kick just not lasting long enough to knock down both of those arms and allowing Junior to take the first round.
I wonder how much it costs to fix Stan's lab.
Probably less than it would cost to send Eevee in a Butterfree costume to me to mess up my controller.
Kicked GoFundMe to send Eevee to Canada.
Oh no! One of the stretch goals is Eevee has to wear a Butterfree costume. I'm so dead. Oh!
I've got to tell him this now.
Oh no! Draw some art of Eevee in a Butterfree costume. Just no. Draw art of Eevee in a Butterfree costume, slapping the controller off my lap.
That sounds like a beautiful art piece that belongs in the Tate or whatever the art galleries there are.
It belongs in a museum. Oh god, my face hurts. Heading into this next match, we are going to be heading to Via Dolce. Aloria going in with double Thunderbird this time, and he's going to be facing off against double Guardian. Both actually pretty solid picks here, as the double Thunderbirds should be pretty effective at working around that double Guardian. But the double Guardian's just covering pretty much the entirety of this stage, especially when they're charged.
Also, I feel like it's important to keep in mind that Junior's double Guardian set was the one that won him the MCM tournament back in May.
Oh really? These double shield loadouts, a lot of them seem very humorous or very silly. But in the right setup, especially on Kid Cobra, they're extremely effective. Like, look at this pressure that Junior is able to apply. The safe movement he's generally able to work with, even with these two giant shields just kind of lugging around the place. It works well on Kid Cobra. Aloria, though, just looking for a little bit more damage. The double Thunderbird pick really working against these Guardians. Both players meet with their grabs. Aloria going to take advantage of this and gets to successfully block a rush. 12 seconds left on the clock. Junior needing a lot of damage to be able to bring this back, and he's not going to get the chance, as one more Thunderbird is going to find its way in.
Junior changing his setup to his classic Guardian and Ram Ram combination, with Aloria sticking to double Thunderbirds. Aloria going in for a rush very quickly, however Junior quickly cancelling that one out.
Aloria thinking that he had himself timed out so that he could knock that Guardian down, but the Guardian was just a little bit too far away and continued to sneak up and just kind of sniped him down as he was trying to attack Junior. These double Thunderbirds really helping Aloria just kind of dodge and weave around a lot of Junior's attacks, being a lot more comfortable and not fearing a lot of Junior's pressure, as he just has a lot easier time working around it.
Junior going in for the rush, however, with 365 damage.
Gets stunned, and that's going to give Junior a very rewarding grab. Now, this match very much on its head compared to the last one. Aloria very low on health. Takes that one last hit, and that's going to allow Aloria to have a rush advantage against Junior. Lower finals? Yes, it's not losers finals, it's lower finals. It's the under finals.
Aloria changing his set for the Whammer and the Thunderbird, with Junior sticking to his previous set. Junior blocking out all of Aloria's attacks as well, including his rush.
Utilizing the Guardian just effectively to give himself all the space he needs to safely get out of the way of that rush. And now Junior quickly charging up another rush is just going to try to close in this distance and get just an immense amount of damage going for him.
Junior going in for another cheeky 175 grab and getting a nice health lead against Aloria.
Catches that jump and is going to... Go ahead.
Further strengthening the lead with a lovely 355 rush.
Junior just looking for a little bit more damage. Once again, once he swapped over to this loadout, it's just worked out so well for him against Aloria. Aloria now on his final frames of health and having to take down 65, like through 2/3 of Junior's health in 25 seconds, and he's not even going to get the chance as Junior letting one more blow and bringing the score to 2-0. What did you miss? Lots of memes. Some cool clips too.
A very nice comeback.
Costume. Oh yes, and the comeback.
I believe that was clip. Don't quote me.
Oh no. Yeah, there's a lot of clips actually from this stream. So if you just head over to clips, you can quickly catch up and see what you might have missed. Really cool moments going on here. Alright. Junior looking for one more round to be able to face off against Rifa. Aloria still needing to take 2 games and a third, having to do a full reverse sweep in order to take this back to move on against Rifa in grand finals. You don't like missing out on Scrapstar? It's okay, love. There will be more Scrapstars in the future. Many more. There will always be more. Well, there might not always be more, but there will hopefully continue to be more for a while yet. Starting off this next round, Junior going to go in with double toaster. Looking for some toasty roasty action with those giant flaming fists of fury.
Aloria, meanwhile, going for the Thunderbird and Slamamander combination.
A very solid curve combo loadouts.
Kid Cobra is definitely hot, Gilly Boot.
This is true. Aloria actually has a combo here where if he lands with the Thunderbird, follows up with a charged Slamamander, he could follow up with a rush from there, and that's, what, 200 plus whatever damage he gets off rush?
That sounds very painful.
That would be a very killer combo. And a pretty solid one, as both arms can effectively get around Junior's gloves. Catches Junior with the Thunderbird, but is not able to follow up with anything. Does get one more quick one too with the Thunderbird, and that's going to bring the score to 1 in favor of Aloria. Junior switching back to the Guardian Ram and is going to look to use it to close things out in this set. My voice is very dying. I need more tea. Aloria trying to find his way through that pressure has yet to find any opportunity. Going to safely block that rush though, keeping him in the game. Aloria just trying to find a way to set things up, but gets caught by another Ram. Lower finals? No, this is like losers finals. But I don't want to use the word losers. Because
nobody's a loser.
Yeah.
Everyone is beautiful and is one in their own way.
Everybody's a winner and deserves all the love and support. And Aloria going to get a lot of love and support with that rush confirm. Taking a set for himself. And potentially setting up some momentum so that he might be able to bring things back. Yeah, I know everybody's confused by it. I talked to Tamashi a while ago and it was like, oh, yeah. Something other than losers would be cool. So we're gonna be weird here. If I'm running other tournaments, yeah, they'll be like losers, whatever. But Scrapstar, they're lower.
I mean, it's your tournament. You can name it whatever you want.
Oh god. Okay.
It could be the Dogs final, and it'll still be fine.
I almost Doug's finals. this is the final
finals.
Doug.
And then you can pet dogs afterwards.
Oh, Dogs finals. I almost accidentally selected name redacted. I'm glad that didn't happen.
Going back to Dan's up, however. Oh, you go.
No, you go. Please, my voice hurts. Cat, please. Fine. Aloria going in, sticking with that loadout. Junior going hard into the double Ram loadout. But so far, it's not working out too well for him. Has yet to find that momentum that he really needs to make it work. As Aloria is just keeping that pressure up and is going to knock Junior into 50% health. A flurry of curves swinging out from both players. Junior finally landing a charged Ram is going to start chaining a couple of hits and does have a rush ready. Double Ram being a very safe and powerful rush. And he's going to take advantage of it to wall Aloria out and take away Aloria's rush. Aloria was advantaged before, but is going to quickly have that opportunity snuffed out by one more charged Ram. With a lot of the pillars knocked down, Junior going to switch back to the Guardian. It working a little more effectively when there aren't all these tubes just kind of preventing it from doing its little chasing nommers. Both are just patiently trading back and forth on those shields. Aloria going to be the first to come out on top, but is going to quickly get caught by a slick grab from Junior. Junior getting another one off of the stun of the Guardian is now in a pretty solid health lead. Aloria getting a quick hit with the Slamamander. Not going to be able to follow up with a combo as Junior was just too far away. So chooses to continue holding on to that rush. Just waiting for an opportunity to go in there. Gets another hit with the Mander. And both players just going back and forth. Still very close on health.
Junior
going to get
slowly going in for a grab, giving him the slight health advantage.
Aloria finding space to go in for that Dragon Arm. Didn't even notice that Aloria swapped things out and put it on the Mander on that arm. Not going to be able to work out though, as Junior finds one more opportunity to go in for rush and gets a closing KO.
I believe that's the round gone to Junior, if I'm correct.
That is the set in Junior's possession. Which brings us to the grande finale of Junior in the losers bracket, facing off against Rifa.
We've seen quite a bit of the adultery in this week's tournament. Do you think that we'd possibly see it again in the finals?
I would not be surprised if that were to happen. Nor would I be opposed. By the way, for everybody interested, we're not going to do it this week because I seriously need to give myself space to actually clear my throat, because it's so that I can be ready for the next event in like 3 hours. But next time, when I'm feeling a little bit better, I want to try to get into the habit of hosting like little sparring lobbies after these events. Not for too long, like maybe 15-30 minutes. If you're all interested, just let me know. Once again, won't happen until next time.
Interesting choice from both players, with Junior going for Max Brass, with Rifa going for Min Min.
Rifa just going out with Min Min. Min Min can be a pretty solid pick. just with that quick Scully, with the Megaton, just kind of causes a lot of effective walls. Junior gonna catch that window of opportunity with a solid grab, and just utilizing Brass's buff build to have 2 permacharged chakrams just spinning around these giant tubes.
Junior using the chakrams to get the first round.
If you want to host them, Gilly, you can set one up for any of the viewers who want to join up and play for a bit. I won't be streaming it, I won't be recording it to any degree, just as I'll be taking care of myself. But if you want to get something going, you're welcome to. Yeah, if you want. Riffa going to go in for a powerful grab. Keep bringing himself in the lead and has Rush ready. That buff armor just really helping him pressure Riffa down. But those hot slaps coming in hot and slapping Junior down. Gonna knock him in the red after taking 3 hits in a row. But gives him a pretty safe chance to go in for the 300 damage rush.
Both players with under 25% health, with Riffa having the rush advantage.
Riffa likely wanting to try to hold on to that. Only needs 1 more hit, but can only sustain a single hit more himself. And he is not going to be able to live through that, as 1 more charge chakram takes him out and gives Junior the first round.
Magic muscles.
Magic muscles.
Mix Bruce, pig bounce.
You know, I know he says protein, but in my heart I hear him yell poutine when he uses his rush.
That sounds so typically Canadian.
Shut up! It sounds like it, okay? Protein and poutine rhyme! And they both start with a P, it makes sense.
Right.
You could technically spell them the same and they beyond the R, and they would sound the exact same thing.
Going on to the next round in Temple Grounds, we have Junior going for the Hydra Coolerang combination, with Riffa going for the Parabola and Thunderbird.
Junior going in with a default Kid Cobra loadout here, and yeah, Riffa going in. 2 shocking arms, got the classic Thunderbird on Twin Tail. The Parabola, a very effective pick, especially against Hydra.
Junior having quite a large health lead, however Riffa is trying to close the gap.
Quickly, just chain after chain after chain off of those stuns is going to be able to bring the pools to even, and now has a very slight lead, but going to quickly lose it from a quick 1-2 from Junior.
Riffa trying to go in for a lovely grab, however Junior catching him out with the Coolerang.
Oh, that rush is coming out a little too late. Junior going to safely block it. Riffa just going in for that, as that may have been his last opportunity to get a KO. Does force Junior to throw out his rush though.
Riffa changing his loadout for this next round to the Tribolts and Thunderbird, with Junior sticking to his previous loadout.
Riffa looking to have that Tribolt be a little more effective than the Parabola. Gets a little bit more damage. Not going to be as effective against protecting against that Hydra, but covers a lot of Junior's movement more effectively. And it's probably going to be a little bit more consistent of a rush. Starting
Riffa
off
with
this
a
round, Riffa.
Ooh, you go?
Go ahead. Cat, my voice hurts. Please go.
Oh, Riffa with a strong health advantage. Junior trying to get a lovely grab in to close the gap, however fails to do so. However, is still getting some nice chips in, and going in for rush and going in for 190, almost enough to give Riffa the KO. Riffa going in for rush, trying to give Junior the KO. However, Junior sneaking around like a slippery snake and going in for a sneaky Hydra for the win.
Thanks, love. Junior just getting some really nice pressure and some really solid punishes in there. We're gonna go straight back into Yemple rounds. Riffa gonna go in with Lollipop for what might potentially be the bracket reset.
Junior sticking to the Hydra Coolerang combo with Riffa going for the Lockjaw and Sparky combo.
The Lockjaw an effective wall, especially for a lot of straightforward approaches, a lot of the shots that Junior is making. But he's got to be careful, as Junior can easily dodge right out of the way of that Lockjaw and get some very rewarding punishes. Does get the juggle as the Lockjaw slowly sneaks up underneath Junior, catching him off. Ooh, that nice grab.
I don't think the Pillar would agree with you there, to be honest.
Pillar doesn't have much input on this, it's dead already.
The Pillar's not part of the commentary team, it's fine.
It's kind of unconscious right now, so it's not going to be able to contribute much of an opinion, considering it just got shattered by that grab. And the second one getting knocked down by just several blows.
Junior with a very strong health lead, and both players having rush, with Junior being able to potentially knock out Riffa if he decides to use it.
Riffa just looking for one small window to be able to throw out that rush, and that is going to be an easily punished grab. Junior now lower on health, but he can likely just get a shield breaker here or just shield damage. Riffa not going to try to box that out. Go ahead.
Junior sneaking in for that final rush to give him the first round.
Now heading into what might potentially be the bracket reset round. Riffa going to go in with Ram Lockjaw. Junior sticking with the Hydra Coolerang. Players start off pretty strong on even, but Junior going to be the first one to find an opportunity to push through. And is now looking for just a little bit more damage. A solid confirm can easily lead into a KO for Junior. Riffa now also in a strong position for a rush. He's just got to throw out that Ram.
Junior sending out his rush, however, completely missing Riffa.
Yep. Riffa saving his own hide with that Lockjaw explosion. Just diving right into it, getting knocked down, and just utilizing those invulnerability frames.
Junior going in for a lovely 170 grab and winning the round.
And that, my friends, is a bracket reset.
A very beautiful bracket reset at that.
Such a sneaky, snaky bracket reset.
By the way, I have also received a text about a butterfly costume.
Whoa!
Evie has stated to me if we ever go to Canada to see you, he might have to place a special...
Oh no! Oh no! Why has this happened?
I don't know, but going into the next round, We've got Rifa going for Ninjara and Junior sticking to Kid Cobra.
We're going out, bringing out the big guns now. Junior has summoned the final boss, Rifa Ninjara. Rifjara? Ninjifa? Ninjifa. I like that. Ninjifa. I like Ninjifa.
Ninjifa sounds cool.
Ninjifa, I love it. Summoning Ninjifa. Ninjifa Rifa started off pretty strong. Holding onto a sizable health lead, just getting these really safe punishes, these good pokes, and lands a decent amount of that rush. Not gonna get enough to KO, but now just looking for that quick 1-2 off of the Ice Dragon to take the first round.
Rifa has evolved into his final form. Junior starting off the round very nicely with a lovely rush, giving him a nice health advantage.
And as long as he's able to keep this tempo going, he would likely be able to bring this back, keep this in his lead. But Rifa just slowly continuing to get these pokes in and just bringing himself ever so closer to being able to take this lead away from Junior. Gets another freeze into a combo, and now that difference is not nearly as different as it once was. Both vulnerable to a rush KO. Junior starting to get very low on health and cannot take much more. Gets frozen one more time, and Rifa just gonna capitalize on that punch. Throws out the Tri-Blast and gets the first game in favor of him. When Junior unleashes his true form, he becomes Senior. Does that mean he finally gets to join Senior in arms?
I honestly don't know what the age limit for seniors in arms is.
I think they said like 30, 35.
I don't.
You should ask him if you're so interested in joining. You could be the double SAA.
I'm not that.
No, you gotta ask them because eventually you might be able to. You gotta be excited for it. It'll be cool.
In like 10 years' time. Going back to the present though, Junior is starting off this round on Sparring Ring with double Toaster Cobra and Rifa going for Tri-Blast and Slam.
Rifa holding onto a very light lead, but Junior gonna be the first one ready with Rush. Just looking to try to find his way in, but slowly gets chipped down. And now Rifa holding onto a much more sizable lead. But he's gonna quickly lose it to two well-aimed Toaster Strikes. Rifa throwing out that rush just as Junior lands and is not going to be able to capitalize on it, but does punish Junior for his glove rush, making sure that both stand about even.
Thanks for the lovely words of confidence, Paul.
Junior getting two more hits in and is able to get a killing blow, taking the first round. Heading into this next round, Rifa switching back to the Ice Dragon. A little trickier to use at close range, but coupled with that Tri-Blast, it just allows him to cover a lot of range.
Both players going for a rush, and Junior getting in a nice 205 damage rush over Rifa.
patiently waiting things out, encouraging Rifa to throw a rush in response, and then punishes it hard, allowing him to keep a slight lead here. Trying to slip under that dragon, it is not having that as it continues to track that verticality change and snipes him down.
Junior going for a nice bit of boxing to help even out the damage gap, however Rifa getting in a nice hit to give him the advantage.
Oh, that rush almost getting cancelled out by that dragon. Junior not going to be able to connect with enough damage to take Rifa down. Rifa now just looking for one final hit. And that rush is lost with the win as the Tri-Blast takes it away from him.
Junior sticking to double roasters this round, with Rifa sticking to Tri-Blast and Ice Dragon. Rifa starting with a nice rush advantage though and pushing Junior towards the corners.
Rifa safely blocking both of those gloves with this rush. Does not get a solid aim with it though, as Junior is going to be able to slip out of the way and punishes that rush Rifa was throwing out.
Junior slowly getting back at Rifa and just managing to hit him with a 280 damage rush.
Junior now just looking for a little bit more damage. Pretty much anything should be enough to take Rifa down. And it's going to be another charged toaster catching Rifa and bringing the score to 1-1. Cobra Glove Club is so strong. You just put 2 gloves on a snake and he's just all over the place. Are we just gonna be dancing between temple grounds and sparring ring? I mean, I'm fine with this.
That sounds like a good time to me, to be fair.
They both have some pretty good tracks, so I can live with this. Oh, there we go. Rifa starting off in a pretty strong lead, gets a decent amount of chip damage in there, but is going to taste the wrath of a charged toaster. Junior utilizing those toasters to make sure that he is effectively punching that Tri-Blast down so that it just can't continue to keep poking him out.
Junior going in for a nice rush to widen the HP gap.
But now without rush, Rifa is free to continue pressuring, poking things out, utilizes that window of opportunity just to dive in. 350 damage, and now Rifa just looking for one more stray bullet to connect, and that is going to be this first round going to Rifa.
Junior changing his setup to Toaster and Coolerang, with Rifa sticking to the Ice Dragon and Tri-Blast set.
Junior looking to use the Coolerang just to kind of catch Rifa's dashes a little more effectively. Catch him off guard, especially since he's been dealing with double gloves for so long. The curve should hopefully help Junior out and catch Rifa's dashes. But Rifa is going to box down the Coolerang with the Ice Dragon, and with his height advantage, the Tri-Blast beats out the Toaster, allowing him to dish out some heavy damage and keep himself in the lead.
Junior being only one hit away from a KO and gets a lovely Tri-Blast to give Rifa the round. Also, Paul, please don't make me do a Jamaican accent. I'm terrible with accents.
Don't do it, cat. It's a trap. Don't fall for his tricks.
I'm already helping him out with commentary.
Rifa is changing from Jigjara to Kapajara. Okay. What are some of the emotes in this EU Discord? I love it. They're so confusing and weird.
Are we
for some
sticking to either? Are we sticking to either temple or sparring ring this round?
This might be sparring ring next.
You never know.
Or the gentleman's to name redacted. You know what? Let's just set that up in advance.
Name redacted only tournament when, please.
I mean, I'm sure we had one at some point. We maybe have another. But the scrapyard kind of... Oh, Rip was glaring at me. Okay, buddy, I'll put it down. Put the redacted down. I'll just leave it on sparring rain. This is probably going to be in the stage. Ripa does not approve of the name redacted. Oh, we're going to go to DNA Lab. There we go.
I don't want to see Dan's bill by the end of tonight, I'm not gonna lie.
It'll be true fitty. It's not name redacted. It's not name redacted, okay. Don't make us suffer. I won't. It's okay, loves. I got your back.
I'm not that.
Even though it might not look like it. I'm just a terrible mischievous sprite, is all.
Junior changing up his set a bit by going with the Cracker and the Coolerang, with Rifa sticking to his usual set.
A Cracker being a pretty solid pick, as it's going to allow him to more easily, once again, continue to catch Rifa's movements. Just that wider range, allowing him just to get some really cool opportunities to get some solid damage in. And actually starting off with a bit of an advantage, definitely needing it, as if Rifa takes this final game, he claims the set and gets, what is this, the 5th Scrapstar Series under his name?
Probably. Junior getting Rifa in the corner with one hit away for a lovely round win for Junior.
And that's gonna clip that charged Tri-Blast. Junior looking to bring the score to 2-2 and is likely to claim that. Rifa sticking with that loadout, but is going to take some pressure from that Cracker, just sniping in there and dealing some spicy damage. Both players just about ready with Rush. Rifa now ready to throw his out. Junior immediately getting his ready. Now it's just about finding that window to throw it out and deal some damage. Both going back and forth, Rifa holding onto a light lead. But a solid rush from Junior can easily turn the tides here. Junior gonna get frozen again. Rifa looking to hold onto his rush at this point. Both players likely wanting to use their rush in this next round, as it's such a disadvantage for Junior as he gets knocked down one final time by that Tri-Blast. Continuing to snipe him down. All but one pillar remains, and Rifa going to quickly dash near it and away, getting caught by that double glove rush. Junior starting himself off in a light lead, but ends up getting caught right by that rush. 370, that's a lot of damage. Quality commentary.
Junior slowly pushing Rifa to the corner to even out the HP advantage.
But Rifa gonna get a couple of quick snipes and many more, and is now looking for just one more strike against Junior to finish him off. Junior having to play a little more safely from here on, as he cannot afford to take another hit. And he's going to get caught out by an uncharged Tri-Blast. Rifa taking a 5th Scrapstar Series and placing it under that belt. Just collecting them like little gems to his Infinity Gauntlet. Gauntlet? Glove.
Soon, Rifa's just gonna take over Scrapstar.
He's just gonna, with the snap of his fingers, the NA bracket, half of the Scrapstar series is gonna disappear. Probably the NA bracket.
I'll probably lose my job and be replaced by Rifa in a couple weeks, maybe.
Alright, with that said and done, thank you all for watching. Kat!
Hello.
How can people find you if they want to find out more about you?
I have a Twitter, which I believe Malieve is going to be posting into the chat, which is at NoCoolNerd, but with like a double L and the double D at the end.
Very fantastic. And you do some art, as we were talking about a bit earlier during the stream, do you not?
Yes,
I
do.
Have commissions open?
No, unfortunately not, since university work unfortunately has to be a priority at the moment.
Fair enough, fair enough. And for me, of course, you can find me at flow_Malieve. You can search Malieve on pretty much anything. For the most part, it'll show up. Or if you search up Scrapstar, that will lead you to my YouTube account. I also got a Discord. You're welcome to join that. And with that all said and done, I'm gonna send a raid over to Gilly for anybody who might be interested in doing some friendlies in arms. Until then, I'll see you all in a few hours for the NA brackets. And ciao, loves!
Au revoir!